Yo, yo, yo. What's good? What's good? It's Stormy B-Man, and I am back. Welcoming you to the post-fight show with Stormy B-Man for this Saturday, July 15th, 2023. This is the post-fight show for Baumgardner versus Leonardo II and Martin versus Harutyunyan. And the Martin fight just wrapped up, where we saw Frank Martin win a unanimous decision, where he was able to take on a fighter that had an extensive amateur background and was giving him a different set of looks that will prove to be vital experience for Frank going forward after this night. Salute to everybody out there. We won't hold you very long this evening, but we're going to talk about a few things, mainly the main events from both cards, where we got a chance to see an undisputed featherweight champion in Alicia the Bomb Baumgardner in her rematch against Christina Leonardo II, the fighter to have only who is the only fighter to have put a blemish on Baumgardner's record. She was able to get that victory back on this night with an outstanding performance. Alicia is getting better by the fight. She's starting to come into her own, and we're going to talk about that a little bit too. But let me get back on the Martin Artem fight, because it just wrapped up. It was a very close fight. Artem ended up taking a knee in that last round, but it according to the judges' scorecards, it appears that Martin didn't need a knockdown to secure victory, although the ringside analysts had the fight a little closer than that, and some of them even had it going for Artem. Me, I had the fight pretty close, like even, like to the degree it could have been a split decision victory, but the knee kind of made an affirmation. Artem looked at things and made the assessment that he had to get on up out of there. It was getting a little hot for him. And sometimes in those instances, a guy got to do what he got to do. So he took that knee in that last round. Frank Martin is going to have to get on board with being a little bit more offensive and not necessarily just being defensive minded, because there are fighters out here who could steal rounds and even a decision if it comes down to it, because he's not working off of the defense. He's making punches miss, blocking, trapping shots a lot, but not countering after or looking to punch with someone or to take the play away. But overall, it was a very good fight for him and an entertaining fight, because we did not know who Mr. Artem was. And again, when they start talking about these guys with these amateur backgrounds and having, you know, medals from the Olympics, it makes you take a moment to pause, because you want to see exactly what it is that you're looking at and begin to be able to assess things in a more appropriate manner. So let me see who we got in the building out here this evening. Things are coming on. We got people coming in. I had a big boo-boo before I went live, y'all. I had my nice little chalice of my cold beverage, and the darn thing slipped out of my hand and fell on the floor. So I lost all my ice and everything. So, you know, Stormy is kind of pissed off right now about that due to this ailment I got. I'm dropping things more and more. I can't stand it. It really pisses me off, man. Jared 011 Green out there early. Ed Woodson as well. Big homie Coop in the building. Shadow 979. Sylvestrial's out there. DB Montha Track. Universal Truth out there in that super chat. Appreciate you, Universal Truth. Thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Alfred is out there. St. Cruzin is back. He says Martin needed that 10-8 round to win in my book. Salute, Storm. It was close. I don't think he necessarily needed the 10-8. But again, it's better that he let his hands go than to stop posturing and posing. And, you know, yeah, defense, you could look sweet, but you have to have some offense mixed in with that defense. You got to do that. Sweet Pete Whitaker was very good defensively, great defensively, but he could still outpoint you in a round, and you wouldn't even touch him. So if Martin wants to look at some tapes and watch some of those greats who were not only defensive and elusive, but they could still secure rounds, it's very important to do that. His trainer was telling him he had to go after the guy, and he was still a little hesitant. Those body shots was hurting Frank. And I had said earlier, shout out to the brother Tay Jones, I said in Tay's chat, if Artem started throwing left hooks to Frank's body, that was going to really turn things in Artem's favor. But he never really went to that shot a lot. It was open for him all night. But Stormy don't get paid for those type of suggestions. So I just comment in the chat mildly from time to time. William Old School is out there. Learn is out there. Shadow 979 in the building. Shamar Rashawn Shalom is out there. Mangus Allen, what's up, man? What's up with you, man? And Isaiah GQ is back. King Styles Production, what's good with you? Man, what's this little heart thing that be popping up on the screen? I hate that little symbol thing. What they get rid of that? Whose idea was that to put that up there like that? Thing gets in the way, man. Flawless Mentality, Dr. Mark is in the building. What's good with you? See, I'm trying to work around this damn heart thing, man. Boy, that thing it just gets on my nerves. So, Teach Learn says Martin did a lot of unnecessary turning. Needs to let his hands go. JJ is in the building. Jared 011 Green is laughing. DP Rocker, what's good with you? He says, I thought it was my phone, Stormy. Man, I hate that thing, man. Whoever thought of that, take them out back, give them an old fashioned, huh? And don't forget to put the shoe right in the back of the pants. Manga says, I hope Frank takes this fight as a learning experience. He better. He better, because there was a lot to take away from this. As some of the brothers like to say, to unpack. There was a lot to unpack from this, you know. These type of fights, which is why, I mean, you get fighters always talking about, I'm going to knock so-and-so out. I'm going to knock so-and-so out. Knockouts have to be set up. Especially against experienced fighters, man. Especially against experienced fighters. You're not just going to go up there and go upside somebody's head and they're going to fall down for you. Huh? You have to set knockouts up. And when you don't do that, when you show that you're incapable of doing that, it makes you look bad. Body work, putting those shots in, you know, down low, working up and down on angles, side to side. We got guys that I like to call head hunters out here, and they're just happy hitting you upside the head. They don't even know how to punch with precision to hit you on the chin, huh? There's a certain area from the ear to the tip of the chin on either side that, you know, there are some special spots there. And if these guys were smart and they were taught in the gym, they would learn to punch with that type of precision to set those type of shots up. But you still have to get the work done. You still have to work the body. You still need to set things up. St. Cruisin says, Martin not ready for the big time. The potential is still there. He's in the big time. He's fighting on Showtime, bro. It's like, hey, the main feature, huh? If he ain't ready now, he ain't gonna never be ready. But the whole point is, he's in the big time right now. And there's no turning back. He's got to get in there and face off against the guys that can, you know, either show that he belongs or not. Now, there's a few of your favorites out there that don't want to get in there with him. Names will not be discussed on this night because you all know who it is. It's your favorites, huh? Yeah. Rasheed Rourke is in the building. What's good with you? Sylvester says KOs are not as easy as people think, especially at the lower weight classes. Rasheed Rourke says, Frank said he saw opportunities, but his timing was off. His timing wasn't off. His timing wasn't off. See, listen, let me explain to you who all don't understand about the excuses that boxers make when they don't deliver on things that they elsewise suggest that they do to another fighter in a fight. Frank's timing was fine. He was in there against a guy that was better than they thought. Okay? Better than, I won't say advertised because he wasn't advertised. But if you read the backdrop on the gentleman, you know that he was definitely a capable fighter. And while you watching Frank so much, this is why some of you didn't see those close rounds for the other guy. Because yeah, Frank was blocking some shots and everything, but the guy was throwing more shots and landing a few than Frank was throwing in totality. So he was losing rounds by not being offensive. In the second half of the fight, he did pick it up. But in that first half of the fight, he wasn't as busy as he needed to be, even though Derek James was telling him he needed to go out there and go forward after the guy. There were a ton of right looping uppercut shots to the breadbasket and stomach that Artem was landing against Frank, to the degree that he had Frank jumping off the canvas to try to avoid some of those shots. Yeah, effective body punching, but he wasn't throwing the left hook to the liver. He was throwing right hands up top, but there was no left hook down low. You know, the punch chart that Mike Tyson used to fight under Cus D'Amato's teachings, Mike would mix the shots up and down, left and right, you know, opposite side, opposite height. And it's a lost art. You don't have to fight like Mike Tyson to understand combination punching. And most of the fighters in today's boxing do not punch in combination. They just don't. I think part of that is that mitt work thing, that damn focus mitt. If we could get that the hell up out of there, I would be too happy, huh? Because that means you have to earn things. You have to work hard at it. And they don't. They don't. Signature Sounds in the building. What's good? He says, what's good, Stormy? What it do, chat? Martin took too long to compute data, or James took too long to tell him when to go. A combination of things there, Signature. Good to see you. Learn says agreed. Learn says Derek James said Frank was behind. That's a proper assessment coming from his personal trainer. Dank Father, what's good with you? St. Cruzan says, exactly, Stormy. Combinations are missing today. Yeah, you got, because guys like to admire their work. They score a shot, they like, yeah, that was a good one right there. And think about this. For guys that are throwing shots that are not in combination, you fight every 8 or 9 months. So you're not even in sync, in flow. Your timing won't be there when you don't fight regularly. Why are you waiting around for TV contracts? Go fight in Arizona somewhere where you ain't even on TV to stay busy. Why are you taking all that punishment sparring with guys in the gym and ain't getting paid for being hit? You see what I'm talking about? This is where you have the separation of intelligence and ignorance when you apply it in the sport of boxing. You got to get in there and get busy. Take some fights. Even if you are fighting a soft touch that the TV contracts won't pay, you want to stay busy. Julio Cesar Chavez did it all the time. He would just fight, stay busy. If you're going to do all that sparring, that eliminates that. Get your ass out of the gym and get in the ring and fight where it's going to mean something, where it's going to cost against the record. See, this is old school stuff. Old school stuff. You have it put in your contract that you want to fight several times a year, whether it's on television network or not. Michael Jordan had to have it put in his NBA contract that he can stop and play a pickup game whenever he want to, because they were trying to insure him against getting hurt on the playground or something like that, or in a gym, you know, where he ain't playing for the league. It's like, he's like, my love of the game. It's called the love of the game clause, I believe, in his contract. He used to put that in there, and some of the summer leagues, we see Michael Jordan show up and he out there hooping with the brothers, you know. This is the kind of thing that helps you hone your talents and abilities. Yeah. Williams says, I said that the other day, that the fighters today have a habit of admiring their own work. They don't realize that they lose momentum when they do it, or don't get momentum generated, William. That's the other part of that, not getting momentum generated. You have to be able to kickstart yourself sometimes. Todd Swindle says, nowadays everyone wants to look good, but there's no OT in boxing. To be perfectly honest with you, they need glasses, because looking good, and if half of them feel that they're looking good performing with how they are and doing what they do, it's not a good look. Not at all. Now, did you see how the fight changed when Frank got offensive? When you make the other guy worry about the shots that are coming at him, he has to think at a different pace. Protect himself in the midst of trying to do something to you as well. See, that's different. That's a different type of pressure. And Artem was having difficulty with the talent that Frank enjoyed. Hand speed, the variety of punches. He just didn't get them off as frequent as he needed to. And that was a problem. He needed to be able to get those shots off more frequently. Yeah. See, bag drills were usually an assistance with punching and combination. Bag drills. When a coach tells you in there to run a 30-second bag drill, You have to throw a variety of shots. Everything that's in your arsenal over and over again to the bell. And it's not just a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 to the bell. No. You throw everything. And there are certain shots that come in a pattern. Jab, right hand, left hook. Overhand right. Uppercut. Right to the body. Hook to the head. Variety. Right to the body, hook to the head. Right to the head, hook to the body. Numerous. Yeah. Makes all the difference in the world. So salute to Frank Martin. Maybe he and Shakur Stevenson can face off, since they both have fought eliminators and everything. Maybe we'll get a chance to see these two guys. But we need to see them in there against guys like themselves instead of people that we don't necessarily know, because we don't want someone to slip on that proverbial banana peel, huh? Yeah. So let's get back down to business, where we talk about the bomb, huh? Man. Alicia Baumgardner, you guys. She came out tonight fighting at home against a nemesis from her past, Christina Leonardo II. Now, Christina was there to try to win, but Alicia has shown marked improvement since the first time that they fought. I think it was in 2019. Baumgardner showed veteran patience. She picked her shots. She punched with precision, accuracy, and power. I had remarked in Tay's chat that by the start of the second round, she had this nice glow on her back of sweat that I often talk about. When a fighter is well trained and they warm up properly, that by the end of the first round, you should see that type of sweat on their body. It's called the warm-up sweat. You understand? Where you loose, you're ready. And Alicia fought like that tonight. She put her shots together very well. And Christina found some trouble running in, trying to get on top of Alicia, because there were power shots that helped her live up to the name of the bomb. Yeah. A couple of shots that she dug to the body, I was like, whoa, Alicia's punching to the body like you want to see a fighter go to the body. And that took a lot out of Leonardo II. A lot. I mean, there were moments in there where she wobbled her a couple of times, and Leonardo II's poker face was on point. But I saw her, and I saw the legs. She looked like a person in trouble. And Baumgardner took her time. She did. Now, for some of you who talk about her being a fighter gassing out, like Learn said. I don't think that she gasses out. I think that she takes time to get her wind back because she throws with such intensity and power. She looks to hurt people with her shots. It's the same thing Julian Jackson used to do. There's a reason that she's got those knockouts on her record. Because if she catches you, she can get you up out of there. And Linardatou II fought valiantly to protect herself and keep herself from getting hurt too cleanly. But let me reassure you, she was concerned. She really was. And I love how Baumgardner was protecting herself using her arms like Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes used to throw his arms up like that, like she was doing, to stop shots and everything. Because she has strength in her arms, you guys. So she could take that kind of, punishment to the arms or whatever. It's better than taking it to the body. And in the second half of their fight, she went on the inside with Leonardo II, smothered her up against the ropes, and was digging shots. Very good strategy. Taking her strength away, taking her stamina, and punishing her all at the same time. Ring generalship. That first round, she established the separation of their talent levels when she operated behind that shotgun jab, snapping Leonardo II's head back, running her into certain shots. It was a thing of beauty to watch. And so was Baumgardner. But she did very well on this night. Very well. And it was great to see Clarissa Shields there supporting her. Franchon was there helping out with the commentary. I love the fact that the ladies are doing their thing and they showing support for one another in a way that the guys have seemingly lost their way on how to do that. It's a shame because we see on so many occasions the opportunity for guys to do that and they don't. Goodwill and showing support for your fellow fighters goes a long way toward people receiving you in a positive manner, knowing that you're supporting your livelihood and you're not just one to come out when it's time for you to receive a payday. It's a big difference. Big difference. So we had also tonight the second all access with Spence and Crawford. That was interesting. The big fight is coming, and these two guys, they were showing themselves to be class individuals. I like what I saw from that. I really did. I like what I saw from them on the show. They're showing another side of boxing, that you don't have to be vile, disrespectful, ignorant type of individuals to sell your sport. You can show your family, you can show your class, you can show dignity, you can show respect for the opponent, respect for the game, respect for your craft. something that we don't see enough of. And I appreciate that. I talked about in one of my videos what it means, what this fight means with these two guys, what it means for boxing. Salute to the brother Drew Titan, LLC out there. He says, pretty good night of boxing. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. See, it's important to have proper representation. Therefore, when people, they can't make mistakes. They have to be on point. And these two fighters are focused and on point. I'm starting to hear a lot of people say, man, it's 50-50. You don't know. You know why that is? It's because of the class of the individuals. It's because of their accomplishments thus far and both of their approaches to the game, to the sport. If you go in there sleeping on the other, or not focused, or not studied and well read, that's on you. But the acknowledgement should be there because of who you're talking about. Big time. Brown on Boxing says, Artem was tough, but Frank just did enough to get the win. It was close. It was close. And Brown on Boxing, I take it you're just coming in because I talked about that already and what he needs to do. I know some people were somewhere else swimming out there, as y'all known to do, but that's okay. But just know that Stormy got a new attitude. I won't be here all night with you guys. I got better things to do. You know what I'm saying? So you can catch the replay or have no play. Makes me know never mind. Yeah. And it won't be no answering the bell in the morning either. How about that? You're welcome. And I thank you. Yeah. So, like I said, sometimes these fighters doing what they do, they don't really get themselves prepared in the proper way. Throwing combinations, that's imperative. It's imperative that you do that. Throw combinations. These single shot, one hit wonders. Yeah. And they end up in a bad way as a result of doing that. But I'm going to get on up out of here. I appreciate whoever came out. Like I said, not going to stay in here all night long. As Drew Titan said, it was a good night of boxing. And sometimes you just have to leave it at that. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, I'm out of here. Peace.
What do you think of Negroes? As good as any white man.